As you've heard, Pam is the founder of Lit World. She is a groundbreaking literacy expert and true advocate for children. She's the author of a whopping 26 books for educators and families. Dr. Ernest Morrell is the director of the University of Notre Dame's Center for Literacy Education and Associate Dean, as well as a professor of literacy, English, race, and resilience, and other topics too. We are so proud that he is a Lit World board member. Together, 5 years ago, Ernest and Pam co-authored Every Child a Super Reader, which shares Lit World's 7 Strengths social emotional framework and has brought our approach to tens of thousands of educators and impacted millions of children across the country. Between Pam and Ernest, there is such deep expertise in the field of literacy, education, and simply what kids and families need. We are so grateful to have them in our leadership and for their life-changing work. And I am pleased to turn it over to the two of them to share some of their insights. Hi, Pam and Ernest. I'll let you take it away.
Hey, Dorothy. Thanks. Hey, Pam.
Hey, Ernest. Hi, everybody. Great to see you. I love to be with you at this amazing event and to be surrounded by so much love for the children and all the stories they tell.
It's great to be here. It's so good. I think this is my 10th gala, and it's just amazing to watch the videos and to see how much Lit World has grown and what good it does for people all over the world.
And when I think about when we first started together, all of us, and there's so many people in this virtual space who are together with us and have been together from the beginning, I think about the very first seed of the idea that came from a photograph in the pocket of a little girl in Kibera, Kenya, who brought a photograph of her mother out of her pocket to tell me the story of her life and her past. And we recognized in that moment that the power of literacy is what we carry, is what children carry with them. Ernest, I want to ask you if you could to share with the people together with us here tonight, the urgency of Lit World in these moments, in these days ahead, in all the work to come. What is the urgency of this moment to you as someone who's been with us and been an instrumental part in the work of Lit World and building this work together?
Yeah, thanks, Pam, for the question. I think of it in two ways, the bad news and the good news. The bad news is that we know of all the divides, whether they're digital, geographic, socioeconomic, gender, racial, or linguistic. And because of those divides, children experience very different opportunities for learning and development. And those different opportunities come with really great consequences for their life outcomes. I mean, the research is unequivocal on this point. Literacy and community programs, they can make a world of difference in the lives of children and families, and they can make a different world. The good news is that the real urgency of this moment is the movement, largely ushered in by the pandemic and social unrest for racial equity. It's a move that's child-centered, it's parent and community and family-centered, story-centered, and project-centered. As you and I have talked about a lot, Pam, this movement is ushering in a call for real changes in learning opportunities in school and out of school. Never in our lifetimes have we seen this blank slate to recreate learning in these formal and informal settings. The question really is, who is going to participate in the recreation of global literacy education? What organizations are going to step forward and offer new solutions and new vantage points? When I think about, the inequalities and the headwinds, I also think this is as exciting time as I've ever seen in my almost 30 years of literacy education. If we think about this exciting moment, we think about Lit World. Maybe, Pam, you can talk to us about what would make Lit World a unique solution in these amazing times.
Well, I think something you and I have talked a lot about, and I think everybody here feels it too, is that the work that Lit World started so many years ago was the work that comes close to the essence of the internal life of the child. Centering the life of the child and the stories of children is the work that we began and that Lit World continues to do and needs to do right now into the urgency of this moment. And as you say, into the next chapter we're going to tell in the story of literacy education. Literacy as defined as, yes, reading, writing, speaking, listening, but also in valuing the narratives of all people. Lit World has always worked so closely side by side with local communities in their own languages, valuing, honoring, cherishing culture, ancestors, elders. That is the work that Lit World did and has done all along from the very start. So for me, the work is, yes, it's so urgent. And it's also the work we learned from Diana and the photograph in her pocket, that very first day that Lit World came to be. And all the days that came since then, when Dick Robinson so famously approached us and said, how can we get Lit Camp to many, many millions more children? Because I see so much the urgency in that moment. And that was many years ago now. We've reached millions of children with that program and others. Today, I wish Dick were here with us tonight. He loved the gala. He loved coming as leading the hugest, biggest children's book publisher in the world. He himself could see the value of that tender moment that Lit World works on, the side-by-side moments, listening deeply to children, the stories of their lives, revering their own stories, cherishing their own stories. That's really going to be the change this world needs, is that we finally do at last hear the voices of the most vulnerable and actually create those safe spaces of belonging and connection that story brings. I miss the people who are not with us tonight, but I also am so inspired by the young people joining our Lit World Young Professionals Network and our amazing board, all these incredible people, and all the people who are here with us tonight, because Lit World really is about the power of story. It's about the connection and the bonding and the depth of love between people. And it's also finally about the local partnerships led by women and young people and people who have historically been very marginalized, who have come to the fore. Lit World's, the funds we raise go right to those communities, straight right there. And I think more than ever before, local communities are going to change the world. Ernest, I thank you for all the work that you've done in bringing that work to the national platform and to helping us to spread the word of Lit World. And I think we're together, all of us, everybody here today. We're so grateful to all the people making donations tonight and right now. That work is the work of the child's story, the centering of that story.
Well, thank you, Pam. It's been such a pleasure to work with you all these years. And one thing I learned from you is that ideas become flesh in the minds of creators and geniuses. And to see all of your wonderful ideas from Lit World to World Read Aloud Day to Lit Camps and go on and on. So congratulations for that. But before we retire, we have a lot more work to do together and on behalf of Lit World.
For sure. We're here for that. And I'm glad everybody else is too. So thank you, Ernest. I love you so much, and love to everybody who's here.
Thank you both so much for everything you do in the world and for Lit World. And we're so happy that you were able to be part of this special night.
Thanks for everything, Dorothy. Keep the great work going.
Absolutely.